In the endless dance of life, where moments rush by and connections are fleeting, we often wonder, who are the people around us? Beneath the layers of words, the curated images, and the masks crafted by society, what lies at the heart of a person? Do their words hold the truth of their soul? Or must we look deeper, into the silent spaces between their actions? For centuries, Zen and Buddhist masters have whispered an answer, a profound, simple truth. The essence of one's character is revealed in just 2 moments. Observe their actions when they hold power. Witness their reactions when life tests them with adversity. These 2 mirrors, unclouded by pretense, reflect the raw, unfiltered essence of who they truly are. Today, we will explore this timeless wisdom and journey through stories that illuminate the path to understanding, not just others, but also ourselves. Stay with us, as what you learn here may change how you view the world and your place within it. The answer awaits. Let us begin. The traveler's journey was long and winding, taking him through villages and cities, across rivers and mountains. Everywhere he went, he engaged with people, farmers, merchants, warriors, and nobles. He listened to their stories and observed their actions. Yet something always seemed amiss. Their words, though eloquent, often felt insincere, and their outward appearances were carefully constructed, like elaborate masks hiding their true selves. One day, in a crowded market, the traveler encountered a merchant who spoke of generosity and fairness. But moments later, he saw the merchant harshly berating a worker over a trivial mistake. The disconnect between words and actions left the traveler unsettled. Were all people like this? He wondered. Could anyone be trusted to show their true self? As time passed, frustration grew within the traveler. No matter where he looked or how hard he tried, he could not see beyond the layers of pretense. Determined to find clarity, he climbed a rugged mountain path, seeking the guidance of a sage renowned for his wisdom. When he arrived, the sage greeted him with a serene smile, radiating an aura of calm. The traveler shared his plight, recounting his encounters with countless people and his inability to see their true character. He asked, "Master, how can one see beyond the masks that people wear? How can I know their essence?" The sage listened intently, his eyes steady and compassionate. After a long pause, he spoke, "Words can be deceptive, and appearances often mislead. If you wish to uncover someone's true self, do not listen to their words or be swayed by their outward image. Instead, observe 2 things: how they act when they have power and how they react when faced with difficulty. These moments are like mirrors, stripping away all pretense and revealing the core of their being." The sage's words resonated deeply within the traveler. For the first time, he felt a glimmer of understanding, as if the veil of illusion was beginning to lift. He realized that true character could not be spoken or worn. It had to be demonstrated. With a renewed sense of purpose, the traveler prepared to continue his journey, this time guided by the sage's profound wisdom. The sage leaned back, his eyes scanning the horizon as if drawing wisdom from the vastness of the mountains. "Power reveals the heart's true desires," he said. "Let me share 2 stories to illustrate this truth." In the first, he spoke of a young man who inherited leadership over a flourishing community. At the start of his reign, the man's words were filled with promises of justice and fairness. The people celebrated his rise, placing their trust in his vision. Yet, as his authority grew, so too did his arrogance. He became consumed by the allure of control, silencing those who disagreed with him and demanding unwavering admiration. Surrounded by flattery, he turned a blind eye to the needs of his people, prioritizing his ego above their welfare. His once compassionate leadership became a shadow of its former self, leaving his community fractured and disillusioned. The sage then contrasted this with another tale, that of a humble leader who approached the same role with an entirely different perspective. Upon receiving power, this leader recognized it as a responsibility, not a privilege. He sought the counsel of his people, listening to their concerns with patience and understanding, rather than commanding respect through fear. He inspired it through empathy and fairness. His decisions uplifted the vulnerable and united his community. Power, in his hands, became a force for harmony and growth. The sage turned back to the traveler, his voice steady. Observe how someone treats those beneath them. Their kindness, or lack thereof, towards those with less power reveals the truth of their character. Power is not inherently good or evil. It simply magnifies what lies within. The traveler, reflecting on the leaders he had met during his journey, felt the weight of the sage's words. He realized that promises and appearances could deceive, but actions, especially those taken from a position of power, offered a glimpse into the essence of a person's soul. The sage's voice softened, yet its weight carried deeply as he spoke of life's most unforgiving teacher, adversity. If power reveals a person's desires, he said, adversity uncovers the strength or frailty of their spirit. It is the fire that burns away illusions, leaving only the truth. He began with a tale of two farmers who lived in a fertile valley. For years, their lives were harmonious, their fields abundant with crops. But one fateful season, a storm unlike any other swept through the valley, ravaging everything in its path. Both farmers woke to fields stripped bare, their hard work reduced to nothing overnight. The first farmer was overwhelmed with despair. He cursed the heavens, railing against his misfortune. In his bitterness, he turned on those around him, blaming his neighbors, his family, even himself. Paralyzed by anger, he refused to begin again, consumed by the unfairness of it all. His fields remained barren, not because of the storm, but because of his own inability to act. The second farmer, though equally heartbroken, approached the loss differently. He allowed himself to grieve, acknowledging the pain, but he did not let it define him. With quiet determination, he set to work, one step at a time, clearing the debris and planting anew. When a neighbor came to him in need, he shared what little he had, saying, "We must rebuild together." For kindness is the seed of resilience. Over time, his efforts bore fruit, not just in his fields, but in the hearts of those around him. Together, the community found strength in his example. The sage turned his gaze to the horizon, his words lingering in the air like the wind. Adversity is life's truest mirror. In moments of ease, one can wear the mask of patience, strength, or compassion. But when hardship strikes, the mask falls away, and what remains is the unfiltered essence of one's soul. Some lash out, spreading the poison of their pain. Others rise, carrying their suffering with grace and transforming it into wisdom. He gestured toward the towering mountains in the distance. These peaks endure the fiercest storms yet remain unshaken. True strength is not in avoiding life's tempests, but in standing firm within them. It is in the choice to rebuild, to rise again, and to extend kindness, even in the face of loss. The traveler sat in awe, the sage's words resonating within him. He understood now that adversity was not just a challenge to overcome, but a profound teacher, one that stripped away all pretenses to reveal the essence of a person's spirit. In this realization, he saw the second key to understanding human nature. How we react to life's storms reveals who we truly are. The sage's wisdom echoes clearly in the modern world, where adversity often strikes unexpectedly, stripping away our comforts and leaving us to confront our raw selves. I'm reminded of a friend, a kind, determined soul, whose life was upended by circumstances beyond his control. One day, without warning, he lost his job, and with it, his sense of security. As the months passed, his financial struggles deepened, eventually forcing him to leave his home. With nowhere to turn, he could have surrendered to despair, blaming the unfairness of life. But instead, he chose a different path. Starting with nothing but his determination, he began rebuilding from scratch. He sought out temporary work, no matter how small, and used the little he earned not just for himself, but to help others in need. He volunteered at shelters, offering support to those who were struggling even more than he was. "When you feel empty," he told me once, "the only way to fill your heart is by helping others." His resilience was remarkable. It wasn't just his ability to rebuild his life. It was his unwavering kindness and refusal to let hardship harden his heart. Over time, he regained his footing, finding stable work and a new place to live. But more than that, he inspired others around him. His actions reminded people that adversity, while painful, could be a crucible for transformation. Reflecting on his story, I often think about the sage's words. Adversity reveals the strength of one's spirit. My friend's strength wasn't in denying his pain. It was in facing it head-on, with grace and generosity. He turned what could have been a story of despair into one of hope and resilience. Now, consider your own life. When adversity strikes, how do you respond? Do you retreat into anger or bitterness? Or do you rise with compassion and strength? Just as the sage taught, our reactions to hardship don't just define us, they reveal us. And in that revelation lies an opportunity to grow, to inspire, and to transform not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Years later, the traveler returned to the sage, his heart brimming with gratitude and newfound understanding. "Master," he said, "your wisdom has transformed how I see the world. I now understand that power reveals a person's desires, and adversity uncovers their strength. But the most profound revelation wasn't just in observing others, it was in observing myself." The sage smiled knowingly. "Indeed," he said, "the greatest journey begins inward. True wisdom lies not in judgment, but in self-reflection and growth." From the sage's teaching and the traveler's journey, we can extract timeless lessons for navigating life with wisdom and clarity. 1. Choose relationships wisely. The people we surround ourselves with shape our lives in profound ways. Align yourself with those whose actions and positions of power reflect humility, kindness, and integrity. Seek relationships with individuals who rise with resilience and grace when faced with adversity. Such people bring light into your life, helping you to grow rather than draining your spirit. 2. Protect your peace. Not everyone's character will align with your values, and that's okay. When you encounter someone whose actions reveal selfishness or cruelty, whether in power or hardship, it's essential to set boundaries. Protect your energy and prioritize your peace by distancing yourself from toxic relationships. 3. Be a reflection of strength. Just as you observe others, know that others observe you. Your actions in power and reactions in adversity are a mirror, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Strive to embody kindness and grace, using your own experiences to inspire and uplift others. 4. Cultivate compassion. Everyone is walking their own path, shaped by struggles and circumstances you may not fully understand. Rather than judging harshly, approach others with empathy. Even when their character is flawed, choose to respond with wisdom and compassion. The goal is not to condemn, but to learn, adapt, and coexist peacefully. The traveler realized that these lessons were not only about understanding others, but also about transforming himself. As the sage had taught him, life's greatest wisdom comes not from changing the world, but from changing how we move through it, with purpose, clarity, and compassion. The sage's final words to the traveler carried a profound truth. You cannot always change the nature of others, but you can choose where to build your nest. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, not those who drain your light. Create a sanctuary of peace where your soul can flourish. These words, rooted in Zen and Buddhist philosophy, remind us of a timeless truth. Life is a mirror. The people and experiences we encounter reflect not only the world around us, but also the inner workings of our own hearts. By observing others, we learn how to navigate the complexities of human relationships with wisdom and care. But the greatest journey lies in observing ourselves. For in doing so, we move one step closer to enlightenment. As we reflect on the lessons shared today, let us remember the two tests that reveal character, power, and adversity. In power, we see the desires of the heart. In adversity, we uncover the strength of the spirit. These moments not only help us understand others, but also offer a lens to examine our own actions. Are we kind when we hold influence? Are we resilient when life challenges us? The answers to these questions shape the story of who we are. This journey is not just about understanding the flaws and virtues of others, but about cultivating the same virtues within ourselves. The traveler's story teaches us that while we may not control the actions of others, we hold the power to choose how we respond, whom we let into our lives, and what kind of legacy we wish to leave behind. So, I leave you with this. Build your nest wisely. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to be your best self. Protect your peace, nurture your growth, and embrace the transformative power of compassion and understanding. For in doing so, you not only create a life of harmony, but also contribute to a world that reflects the light within you. Thank you for joining us on this journey of reflection and wisdom. If this story resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments. What would you like to explore next? Let's continue walking this path together, seeking not only to understand others, but to uncover the true essence of ourselves. Until next time, may your journey be filled with peace and purpose.